Cyberpunk 2077, a game that was once highly anticipated, to a game that was clowned for being the most undercooked game with the longest development time in the history of mankind. Let's not forget the debatably greatest comeback in all of gaming history, with a highly successful anime to back it up. This piece of art is the epitome of failure not defining your quality. Let's not forget those bugs that we saw in that release. I mean, they were rampant everywhere, especially on the PS4 and the Xbox One. I mean, if you search up Cyberpunk 2077 glitches on the internet right now, you'll probably find 30-minute videos about all of the bugs and glitches that this game had. If you forgot, here's a little montage of my own personal experience with bugs and glitches.
What the fuck? Yeah!
Okay. We could talk about bugs and glitches all day, but let's focus on the main reason you clicked on this video. The no future graffitis. Now, I'm sure you've seen these words all over Night City, but I feel like these graffitis have a double meaning to them, and we're gonna find out exactly what they mean. Or possibly find out they mean absolutely nothing. The reality of the matter is, there is no in between. So let's dive right in, shall we? Before we get into the meat of the mystery, we gotta understand the history of the graffiti. To be honest, the history isn't too deep. The first time we see the phrase is in the 40-minute gameplay reveal. It's right on the elevator doors before the gig begins. You also see it in game when you do the same gig. The next time you see this graffiti is during a different gig named Big in Japan. You get this gig after the first time you meet up with Rogue in the Afterlife super secret bar club for criminals. This gig consists of V looking for a package and delivering it to the same person that gives you the gig. Lo and behold, the package V is looking for is in a fridge that says no future on it. Next time you see the graffiti is really up to you and how much you pay attention to your surroundings. The no future graffitis are seen everywhere. I mean, there's no future over here, there's no future over there, there's no future around the corner. You see these three motherfuckers? They ain't got no future neither. With the graffiti being so abundant, it's hard to pinpoint who is behind them, let alone what purpose they serve. So, what I did was, I went around Night City and analyzed the different gangs' graffitis to see if there's a similarity to the no futures. I went around, crossing out the blatantly obvious no-goes, and narrowed it down to one candidate. The scavs. Due to a quick comparison to this specific graffiti that I found in-game, and this concept art I found online that was attached to the scavs graffiti bundle, I was able to pinpoint that the scavs were the ones that were actually making these. Now, it was honestly hard to find proof that the scavs were actually the ones who were spraying the graffitis, and I honestly got tired of looking through the city. So, I went onto the internet, did some digging, went onto YouTube, and found one clip. One little clip was all that was needed to give me all the proof that I needed. Check it out.
What you doing there? No future, hey? You know what? That's actually true, buddy. Because this is your last moment. So, yeah. What the hell happened? Fucking cars. Oh, damn. Car again? Nothing. Loser. See? He was right. No future for him.
So, you can guess, I did what any sane person would do. I Now I know what you're thinking. Nebula, now that we know who makes the graffitis, how does this help us find out what they mean? And if you didn't ask that question, I don't give a fuck. I'ma answer it anyway. Before we can get into the theory, we gotta understand who the scavs are as a gang. And to be honest, it's pretty simple. They are organ traffickers. So they take your organs and cybernetics and they sell it to the black market. Usually at the victim's expense though. As you can guess, they are the scum of the earth, they ruin lives needlessly, and they actually enjoy doing it. Well, just like most of the gangs in the Night City. With having such a vile profession, you can't exactly broadcast your work to the public the same way a regular business person would. That would get you caught. So you develop a code word. Something that is recognizable to everyone. In the scavs case, it's the no future graffitis. The graffitis represent that the scavs were there and they have either taken someone or one of their operations are nearby. So don't go sniffing around for something you don't want to find. There is plenty of evidence to back this up. For example, the first new future graffiti I showed you leads directly to a scav operation where they cut up their victims and harvest their organs and cybernetics. What about the second no future graffiti? A fridge that says no future on it with a man stuffed inside of it. You gotta put your victims on ice so the organs stay fresh. How about when you find Evelyn Parker in a scav den where they record XBDs to sell to the extra sick people in Night City? There are no future graffitis everywhere in that den. And let's not forget that locker room at Clouds where Evelyn was taken from. There is a no future graffiti carved into the lockers. A question I often ask myself, how does the NCPD not pick up on this? Well, these guys are smart. They put the no future graffitis in many different places, even if they don't have any significance. It's smarter to put them everywhere, because it throws NCPD off their scent. If the NCPD don't know who or what to look for, then who's gonna stop them? Did I mention that the no future graffitis are everywhere? If that wasn't already apparent enough, I must reiterate, they are fucking everywhere. I wouldn't be surprised if they haven't sprayed a no future graffiti on your grandma's face while she's asleep. Enough of the repetition. The point is, the no future graffitis are in Johnny's memories. We see this for the first time after you get shot in the face by T-Pain. Then you get dragged kicking and screaming into Johnny's first memory. It's right on the helicopter before the bombing of the Arasaka Tower. The second instance we see this is in the transmission quest, where we go back in time to see Al getting kidnapped by soccer ninjas and Johnny going after her by asking Ro for help. But then, surprise, surprise, those soccer ninjas had followed Johnny and a shootout ensues. As we walk down the stairwell, we see a no future graffiti plastered right on top of that wall. Now, this seems to poke a big hole in this whole theory, but I have a funny feeling that Johnny's memories are all fake. Well, not fake, more just false. In a video by Laid Back Gamers, he lays out a theory of how Johnny Silverhand's memories are lying to us. Go watch the video, by the way. And going by this theory, we can pretty confidently say that maybe the no future graffitis really aren't there. Maybe that's the relics doing. Maybe it's just V's brain failing and throwing different kinds of hallucinations at him, just like the tarot cards that are seen around the city. So I'm just gonna go ahead and debunk this little loophole. There's no reason for us to believe that the scavs were running around spraying no future graffitis during Johnny Silverhand's time. I mean, there's no evidence that the scavs were really around during that time, but it's not too far-fetched of an idea, but there's just too little for us to really know. So yeah, I guess that's all for the loopholes. So this leads us to the conclusion. Here we are at the end of the video. I just want to take a moment and thank you for joining me on this little journey through this extremely obscure theory in Cyberpunk 2077. In a game so full of interesting, complex, and weird rabbit holes, I somehow managed to find a pond in the middle of the ocean. To be fair, I like it this way. Not everything in this game has to be deeply complex. Wait.
What the hell is that?
No. This can't be, man. Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, there goes that idea of this not being complex.